So that was a mess. Your Denver Nuggets end up beating the Detroit Pistons 107-103 in one of the ugliest, most poorly refereed games of the NBA season. And I'm going to say it so that the players don't get fined and Malone doesn't get fined. But first, I want to acknowledge this, that the Nuggets that stayed in the game and that were available did an incredible job making sure they were able to come away with the victory, especially despite all the turbulence and everything they had to go through. Malone gets ejected, Jokic gets ejected. There's already no Jamal Murray. You're down your two best players, and you're without your championship winning coach. And so there's a lot that they had to rally around, and they were able to do it. So KCP, Reggie Jackson, Christian Braun, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, we're going to tap into them in a minute. But I want to say this, that this is back-to-back games. Jokic obviously loses his cool a little bit, but I just want to go ahead and say this, that I understand that he should not have responded like this. I understand that sometimes he lets his emotions get to him, and I get that if you're going to be perfect and you're going to be within the right state of mind and you're going to be the leader and all that stuff, that you don't want to see this happen. But at the end of the day, you're human. And the human side of this is that Joker, for the last couple of games, especially the last week or so, since Jamal Murray went down especially, he's been getting mauled on the interior. He was getting fouled last night. Obviously, the Jared Allen, Evan Mobley stuff, Tristan Thompson, they were grabbing and pulling at him, gets the back-to-back offensive foul calls. Hasn't done that maybe ever. And then today, at the free throw line, Nikola Jokic is arguing with one of the referees, and the referee makes a mistake on something. Jokic says something to him at the free throw line, and then throws the ball in, says something to him again. He gets teed up. Cool, acceptable, all right, bam, bam. Next thing you know, Michael Malone, what happened is Julian Strother dives on the ground for a basketball. Instead of the foul call being called on the other person, it gets called on Julian Strother, goes down the court. The Detroit Pistons are getting ready to set up a play. Malone is screaming at the referee who missed it, the same referee, by the way, who also called the tee on Joker earlier. And he tees up Malone. Malone charges at him. He then tees him up again, throws him out of the game. That's the first one. Next thing, Nikola Jokic runs back down the court, and he's been being held by Marvin Bagley, by Isaiah Stewart, and they're playing very physical with him. They're thrusting him in his back, and then so he literally, at one point, gets the ball, gets thrust off the ball, drops the ball because I think he didn't want to pick it up and get a traveling call because he had let it go, or double dribble call because he let it go. And then he eventually grabs the ball again after the contact, looks at the referee, grabs the ball again, and then as he's getting double teamed, proceeds to throw both of his hands up to initiate the contact, gets the contact, doesn't get a call. The ball rolls out of bounds into the sideline. This is all in front of the Denver Nuggets bench, by the way. So he then looks at the referee and then makes a face and then charges. You already know what happened. And then the referee throws him out of the game. And what I did love about this moment, despite the fact that you didn't want to see this happen, again, I want to qualify, I understand that. But what I did love is that the Detroit Pistons announcers said that the Denver Nuggets came here at the NBA champions. They were hyping it up the entire broadcast. Jokic, best player in the world, typing up the entire broadcast. The Denver Nuggets came here to play the Detroit Pistons. The broadcaster said, the fans of Detroit did not pay this money to see you ref the game. You were way too involved with the game. Way too involved with the game. If you need to de-escalate, then you de-escalate. You have the conversation. But you threw out one of the four best coaches in the association, an NBA championship winning head coach. You threw out the best player in the world, back-to-back MVP, finals MVP, on the way to win a third MVP this year. All because you were missing calls and you didn't like the fact that someone was challenging you on the court. And so you then used too much of your power to then throw them out of the game when that just wasn't necessary for the moment. And I said this on the timeline. I've seen LeBron, Draymond Green, I've seen Kevin Durant, I've seen players of Jokic's ilk for years, or even worse players than Joker, argue with the referees in a more demonstrative fashion and not get thrown out of a game, not get a technical. So the referees, they didn't treat Joker just like they did Giannis when Giannis flexed after a dunk. That was also stupid. That shouldn't have happened. But the fact that Jokic gets thrown out of a game, in an away game in Detroit, and you didn't have enough to think that maybe I shouldn't do this right now, that if I need to talk to the MVP, let me talk to him in between the timeout even. Have a conversation with him the same way you would do Jordan and Braun and the rest of these GOATs, Magic, Johnson, and Kareem, the same way you would do all these players. And so what's frustrating about it is Joker obviously is frustrated. He's obviously frustrated with the foul call. He's obviously frustrated with the fact that you're not giving him the same credence that even just today, Cade Cunningham had 11 free throws today. 11 free throws. Jokic played today in 15 minutes, had 0 free throw attempts, and was getting mauled on the inside. He ends the game with 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in the second quarter. It's just unacceptable. Like, you don't throw out the best player in the world. And again, rules and stipulation, everybody's treated the same. Cool. Well, that's just not how it works. You don't do that. And the fact that they did respond this way just goes to show that the NBA has continued to have a reffing issue. And in particular, they don't ref bigs well, that don't flop, and that don't fall on the ground like Embiid. And Embiid has just learned to craft. It just is what it is. And so for Joker to get treated like that in the NBA when he's at the very top of the league, you just can't do it. But the Denver Nuggets did step up today. Michael Porter Jr., 14 points, 11 rebounds, another 11 rebound a game with 2 assists. He had 4 turnovers today. A lot of turnovers. Again, he used a lot of ball handling for him today. 4 turnovers. Did have a block, a game-stealing block on Isaiah Stewart on the layup, basically. He had a really good game. Looked a little, discombobulated at the time to start the game. But again, he ended with a -1 today. Second straight minus game for Michael Porter Jr. Not usually how it goes. Aaron Gordon night. 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. He was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. You love to see it. If he could shoot 3 or 4 every game, that would be ideal for him. He was 4 of 11 from the field. He was actually 4 of 10 from 2 today, which is not good. Maybe the Isaiah Stewart effect. And he was also playing up another 2 levels, so he had to play, as the primary ball handler was Joker went out. That obviously caused some impact on this game. He was a -2 today. So, and then KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, +3, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, or they might have taken a block away, 1 block. And then he was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line for 40%, and then 8 of 17 from the field as a whole. Really good game from KCP. Really good game. He was 6 of 12 from 2 today. He's just a stout defender, first team all defense kind of a guy, and he stepped up and responded when Jokic went out. No Murray. I need to be the lead ball handler in the guard position. Got it done. +3 for him. Reggie Jackson, 21 points. He was also a +3 today. 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. He also shot 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He was 2 of 2 from the 3-point line. And he was 5 of 10 from the field altogether. Just a really good game. Or sorry, my bad, y'all. He was 1 of 3 from the 3-point line today. I read down Christian Braun. 1 of 3 from the 3-point line. He was 9 of 15 from the field as a whole, and 8 of 12 from 2. Really, really freaking good game from him, from Reggie Jackson. And then Christian Braun, maybe player of the game, a +21. A +21 in 32 minutes for Christian Braun. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. He was 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and he was 2 of 2 from 3-pointer. He's all of a sudden, he's a shooter. I believe 3 of 5. I think he might have been 3 of 5 yesterday versus Cleveland. I can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe that was 2 games ago. And he was 5 of 10 from the field today for 50%. So 50, 175 splits for Christian Braun with really good defense as well. Shout out to Christian, another really great game. Jalen Pickett was a +1, had 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Julian Strother, -8, 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. 0 of 3 from 3 for him today. Peyton Watson was a +5, really good defense from him. 4 points for Peyton Watson, 2 assists, 1 rebound, including a great assist to Christian Braun on a right wing 3-pointer today. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from the field in 13 minutes. And Zeke Naji was a +2, had 7 points, just 1 rebound. Did have a steal, did have a block. He was a +2, only got 14 minutes tonight. They played a little small. They were just wanting to play. They closed the game. Reggie Jackson, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Christian Braun. And they were switching everything and played really, really good defense down the stretch. Really key defensive possessions. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and KCP to hold up to get the 4-point win. So the Denver Nuggets improved to 10-4. That's what's most important. I imagine they will address this more than likely with the league or move on. Who knows? But again, Jokic getting thrown out, Malone getting thrown out. They were able to rally though, and that's what's most important. They rallied, got the win, and then now the Denver Nuggets play Wednesday in Orlando versus the Magic with no Wendell Carter Jr., I believe. So we'll see, y'all. That was the game. What were your thoughts on the game? What did you think about the ejections? Were you upset? Were you upset with Joker, the referees? How do you think that Joker's been ref lately in the NBA? What did you think about the role players stepping up as well? Shout out to y'all, Swipa Gang. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. On the way to 15,000 subscribers. I will see you on the other side.